Today I have this special opportunity to talk to Rob Orme of Submerse. Yeah, he's a very successful composer and a DJ. He will be moving to Tokyo from February to continue his career there. Just before he leaves for Tokyo, he very kindly agreed to talk with me. So, first of all, would you explain the kind of things you do?
Yeah, I'm a full-time DJ music producer, so I produce my own kind of dance music. I produce some bands as well. DJ most weekends in many clubs. Produce for singers, work with other artists, run 2 record labels, release many remixes through people like Sony, Ministry of Sound, and work every day.
Wow. I understand you go all over the world to do DJ.
Yeah, I've been Canada, America, Asia, all around Europe, obviously the UK quite a lot, Ireland, Scotland, France, pretty much everywhere. Wherever I'm booked to play, really.
Wow. Okay, thank you. I understand you like anime, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you think Japanese culture has influenced you to be what you are now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah? Then would you tell me how?
Yeah, I think I must have been about 10 years old. I was with my dad in a video store in London, and I saw an anime video, like a VHS, and I saw it straight away and thought it was a cartoon, so I was like, Dad, buy me this, buy me this, buy me this, buy me this. So he bought me the video, which turned out to be anime. I took it home and watched it, and it was my favourite video in the entire world. I watched it every single day. Eventually started buying more and more and more, and then I was about 12 years old, and I loved the music that went with anime, and I also loved playing video games. So then I was crazy into J-pop. I was like 12, 13 years old, and the only kid that I knew that was really into it, and that was it. From there, I don't know, it's been 11 years on now, and I still watch anime as much as I possibly can. Still listen to J-pop all the time.
So you you studied from anime, basically. You liked anime so much, and then J-pop in it. May I ask, what was the first anime you watched? If you remember.
Very first anime I watched was an anime called The Guyver.
Guyver?
Yeah, Guyver. And
I
then
don't know.
From that there's things like Gundam and
Gundam.
and then right up into stuff now. My favourite things now, like K-On, Hidamari Sketch, Madoka Magica.
I see. So love of anime and love of J-pop, how did it change into making music?
Yeah, it was. I think it was once I kind of discovered anime and things like J-pop and then like Japanese food. It kind of comes with the whole culture. So then I found like the whole Japanese culture just so interesting, and everything that kind of came out of Japan, like Japanese films, I thought were a lot better than British films, and it's good to see a different take on a lot of things. And when I was growing up, I was still obviously listening to a lot of English music as well, so I was listening to a lot of kind of like dance music and a lot of old hip hop and things like that. So when it came to making my own music, I had influences of all this Japanese music that I love, and then like a bit of classical music, and then all the English and American music that I like as well, and then to try and kind of fit it all together, to try and make something new, unique that shows my personal influences. And I think that's the thing about with dance music as well nowadays. It's hard to make people stand out. So if you're being as original as possible, then you can kind of stick out in a crowd by showing that you're doing something different. And I think that's what gives me a good selling point in Japan as well, is that I think a lot of people see me as being English but being really into their music and concentrating a lot on kind of like Japanese chords and vocal samples and things like that.
Did you do you think you had the talent for making music to start with? You know, many people like J-pop, but they won't be able to make any music. So.
Yeah, I mean, when I must have been about 15, I played drums and bass guitar and things like that, and then I was 16 years old and I got my first set of decks, and I started DJing. I loved playing music, and obviously DJing is playing other people's music, And it got to that point, I think a year later, I must have been 16, 17. I was like, I need to make my own. I want to do my own. I want more of this. And so then I just kind of started doing that. Really, I started at college and then did it at university. So I had many hours of kind of tutorials and tuition of learned how to do it. And then it was taking what I'd learned from playing the drums and playing bass guitar and putting it to myself and putting it into my own production.
I see. Why or how did you decide to move to Tokyo?
I knew I always wanted to go since I was, as I was saying before, a small kid. I knew I wanted to go, and last year in April, I went for 1 month to DJ in Tokyo, Kyoto and Osaka, and I loved it more than I even thought I would. I came home and I was like, I'm going back next week, see how much money I've got in my bank. So I didn't feel that 1 month was long enough at all for all the things I wanted to do, and obviously I release a lot of music on Japanese labels as well. So I've ended up with quite a good network of Japanese friends, and 1 month just wasn't enough, especially because there's so many good events, especially in Tokyo for music and things that only happen in the summer than things in the winter. So I really feel that I need 1 year to fully see everything I want to see and work with a lot of Japanese artists as well. There's so many great vocalists that I can now work with once I'm out there, and I need to spend that year to see what happens really, and to see if the kind of my popularity increases in Japan, and I can do just write more music and see more things. And I mean, ended up spending only 2 days in Kyoto, which is nowhere near enough time for everything I wanted to see and do. So yeah, a year should hopefully be enough time.
I understand you have a good contract with companies, and you're hoping that you can approach to Sony and any plan?
I do obviously stuff now for Sony UK and a lot of kind of the UK based record labels that do have kind of headquarters in Japan and things like that as well. So it's kind of a case of letting them know I'm there and doing some kind of remix work for Sony. I mean, there's so many good labels, so much opportunity out there as well, that I really just want to get involved with it. And knowing Japanese as a language is definitely a point where last time it kind of failed a bit, because I did meet quite a few people from Sony, and I had to always take someone with me who could translate, and it's not the best way to get across the message I want to and talk about the things I really wanted to say. So hopefully by the end of this year, we'll see.
I see. So, well, it's amazing how successful you have been, and what do you think contributed to your great success you're enjoying now?
I think it's just an attitude to work hard, and I've never wanted to do something more in my entire life than music, and it's took me many hours of dedication for instance, I spent university the first 2 years. A lot of people kind of party every single night. I was in on my own, solidly working, writing music, networking, just working hard and creating those contacts and being quite forward with people and being quite open to put yourself out there, I suppose, and getting that one lucky break as well, having that one track that you're really proud of sent to the right person at the right time, and he looks at it and he's in a good mood and he likes it. And it's hard, but the thing I always kind of say when people ask a similar thing is, if you don't give up, then you can't fail. Like, you just keep pushing forward and keep trying to do something your absolute best, and try something original, try something different, put your own personal influences into your music.
How did you manage to make networking? How did you build up this networking?
It was in the third year of university, I think it was. I was living in Leeds City, which is really good for the kind of music that I do, so it was a case of then being, okay, I'm going to be a bit more active now. So I'd say that there was club nights on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, so go down quite early, always take CDs with me, make friends with promoters, give them your CDs, offer to DJ for free, always play at kind of house parties and things like that, and literally just make it so people recognise your face. Start building up the contacts, and then you can start emailing them with new tracks. and then I don't know, say you have a SoundCloud or something that a lot of people use nowadays, where people can listen to your music online. Being very active with it and sending tracks to radio DJs saying, I really hope you don't mind, but here's a couple of tracks. If you get a chance to listen, they would be very, very much appreciated. And just going from that really, and then as time grows, email addresses grow and grow and grow, and then when you make a new track, it's like, yep, send to 352 people, and then it just spreads from there.
It's impressive. You made lots of effort into it.
Yeah.
You also told me before that not only during the university time, you study from 15 years old or something, you spend so much time in your room, and will you tell me that?
Yeah, I mean, started DJing when I was, I must have been just before, or it might have been my 16th birthday that I got a pair of turntables, and then I enrolled in college doing music technology, which was the very basics of recording a band, recording a band, doing very basic MIDI sequencing and things like that. So it was then a case of doing it at home as well. So that at that point it was all day in college making music, come home, carry on making music. I then finished college when I was 18, took a year out to work in a video game store, because I love video games as well, just to get ready before I went off to university. And then at university did creative music and sound technology, and again that was the same in university all day, at home making music, just kind of doing it, studying as much as possible. And yeah, it's hard. I mean, I do have a lot of friends that were the same as me, that their tracks, you know, they've never quite kind of got signed by so people, and it is difficult, and it's a kind of debate of sometimes people saying have like a natural kind of talent for it, but then knowing inside out the software that you use in the programs, and I don't know, I think you just got to kind of do what's natural and do something that sticks out. And just do your best.
So it wasn't just your luck or anything, your hard work.
Yeah, just a lot.
You earned it by your hard work.
Yeah, a lot of hard work, and then there's the element of luck as well. You know, there's if I hadn't have gone to Thursday night club night and gave my CD to one DJ, he wouldn't have passed it on to his record label, and then they wouldn't have signed it. It's all through luck, like a lot of it as well as your own obviously hard work, because your hard work, it has to be good what you're presenting them with. But then it's luck. I mean, I had a track I did called Tokyo Pop, which Jamie Reynolds, who's in a really famous band here called the Klaxons, he stumbled across on someone's blog by accident. He sent me a message, his record label sent me a message, and then they got me in to produce the whole band for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Just of someone who blogged my track, so he said, I like this track, click. So it's hard, but the more presence you've got on the internet, the more chance you've got.
Is there any advice you can give to young people who are trying to be like yourself?
Yeah, I mean, everything that I've kind of said there, the hard work, networking. The main thing they tried to drill into us in college was, we had a teacher, and every single lesson he'd say, you've got to get your face out there, you've got to get your face out there. And it became an almost running joke, because we go, oh, we've got his lesson again, he's going to say get your face. And it wasn't until after university I realised how true that is. You have to be active in what you're doing, you have to be out there, and by getting your face out there, it's also the online presence. The way music is now, it's all online. People are discovered by MySpace and Facebook and things like that, and that's the way it kind of this modern time is. It's all on the internet, so it's having your presence, having a Twitter account, a YouTube account, SoundCloud, Facebook, every day, making sure everything's nice and neat and in order, reply to every message, and yeah, just be active and try something different. Try different influences of different musics. Try mixing, say, pop music, classical music, and then some crazy industrial German music. Like anything. It's just do what you really like at the end of the day, because you've got to like what you're doing. Otherwise, you can't put your heart and soul into it. Yeah,
okay, that's it. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. So that's it for your interview. I hope I'm allowed to join you. Hi. またね。